Good morning. I want to start today by reminding you, you are not here by accident. You didn't just show up on this earth randomly, hoping to figure things out as you go. No. Before you were even born, God had already written out every detail of your life. He planned your purpose before you took your first breath. You may look at your situation and think, I don't see a purpose in this. Why am I going through these challenges? Why do I feel stuck? But what you don't realize is that everything you're facing is part of a bigger plan. That closed door, that unexpected detour, that difficulty you didn't see coming, it's not a mistake. It's God setting you up for something greater. See, we often think we have to figure everything out, but the truth is the plan has already been made. God knew what you would need before you needed it. He knew what skills to give you, what gifts to place inside of you, what people to align with your destiny. He has already orchestrated opportunities, divine connections, and moments of favor that will bring you to the place He created you to be. I want to encourage you today. Don't get discouraged when things don't happen on your timeline. Delays don't mean denial. Just because it's taken longer than you expected doesn't mean the plan is off track. The dream in your heart, the vision you've been holding on to, it's still alive. God wouldn't have put it there if He didn't intend to bring it to pass. You may have made mistakes, you may have taken some wrong turns, but that doesn't cancel the plan. The beautiful thing about God is that He is the master of rerouting. Just like a GPS recalculates when you take the wrong exit, God knows how to redirect your steps. So today I challenge you to walk with confidence. You are pre-planned for purpose. You are not a mistake. Your life is not random. The Creator of the universe has already gone before you, setting things in motion for your success. Stay in faith, keep believing, and watch how He unfolds His perfect plan for your life. Your destiny is waiting. Before you took your first breath, before your parents even knew you were coming, God already had a plan for your life. You were not a random occurrence, a product of chance, or just another person in a sea of billions. No, you were intentionally designed, crafted by the hands of a Creator who makes no mistakes. You are not here by coincidence. You are here on purpose for a purpose. It's easy to feel insignificant in a world that constantly tries to measure people by their achievement, status, or background. Maybe you've been told that you don't have what it takes, that you weren't planned, or that your life doesn't really matter. But let me tell you today, those voices are wrong. The very fact that you are alive, that you woke up this morning, that you are breathing right now, is proof that God has something incredible in store for you. Think about this. Of all the billions of people throughout history, there has never been and will never be another you. You are one of a kind. Your fingerprints, your voice, your personality, your dreams, they are unique, and that uniqueness is not a mistake, it is intentional. God didn't just create you and then step back hoping you would figure things out on your own. No, He designed every part of you with a specific plan in mind. When a great artist paints a masterpiece, every stroke of the brush is intentional. They don't randomly throw colors on the canvas and hope it turns out well. Every shade, every detail is carefully placed with purpose. In the same way, your life is a masterpiece. Every moment, every experience, both the joyful and the difficult, are brush strokes on the canvas of your destiny. Now, you might look at your life and think, I don't feel like a masterpiece. I've made too many mistakes. I've gone through too much pain. But let me remind you, even broken pieces can be turned into something beautiful. A mosaic, one of the most stunning forms of art, is created from shattered pieces of glass. What once seemed broken and useless is arranged into a breathtaking design. In the same way, God can take the broken pieces of your life, the disappointments, the setbacks, the failures, and turn them into something greater than you ever imagined. Some of the greatest people in history went through seasons where they felt unimportant or unworthy, but those seasons did not define them. There are people who started with nothing, who were counted out, who were told they would never amount to anything, but because they believed in the purpose God placed in them, they rose above their circumstances and walked into their destiny. Look at the story of Joseph in the Bible. He had a dream of greatness. But his own brothers betrayed him. He was sold into slavery, thrown into prison for something he didn't do. If anyone had a reason to feel like they were forgotten, like their life didn't have purpose, it was Joseph. But even in the pit, even in the prison, God's plan for him never changed. What seemed like setbacks were actually stepping stones leading him to his destiny. At the right time, he was elevated to a position of great influence. If Joseph had given up when things got tough, he would have never seen the fulfillment of his purpose. The same is true for you. Just because you don't see the full picture right now doesn't mean God isn't working behind the scenes. Just because things don't make sense in this moment doesn't mean the plan is not in motion. You may feel overlooked, like no one sees your potential, but God sees you. He hasn't forgotten about you. Every challenge, every delay, every closed door is not meant to stop you, but to prepare you for something greater. Maybe you've been through things that made you question your worth. Maybe people have walked away, relationships have ended, dreams have been delayed, and now you're wondering if your life really matters. But let me remind you, you are not a mistake. You are not an accident. Your life is not a random event. You are part of a divine plan that is unfolding exactly as it should. The enemy would love for you to believe that you are insignificant. He wants you to think that you don't have value, that you don't have a purpose. But the mere fact that you have breath in your lungs, that you have gifts and talents inside of you, is proof that God has something amazing in store for you. The enemy wouldn't fight so hard against you if there wasn't something worth fighting for. No matter where you come from, no matter what has happened in your past, your future is still full of possibility. The obstacles you have faced are not there to break you. They are there to build you. Every difficulty, every struggle is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. Sometimes we don't understand why we go through certain things, but if we stay in faith, we will see that even the hard seasons are part of the preparation for our destiny. So today I want to encourage you, walk with confidence. Stop second-guessing yourself. Stop believing the lies that say you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not worthy. The Creator of the universe designed you with purpose. He doesn't make mistakes. You may not see the full picture now, but one day you will look back and realize that everything, the good, the bad, and the unexpected, was leading you exactly where you were meant to be. So keep believing, keep pushing forward, and know that you are here for a reason. Your life has meaning. Your story is still being written. And when the time is right, everything will come together in ways greater than you ever imagined. You are not an accident. You are a masterpiece in the making. Every single aspect of who you are, your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses, your experiences has been intentionally crafted. Nothing about you is random or meaningless. From the moment you came into existence, there was already a plan in motion, a design that was carefully put together to ensure you had exactly what you needed to fulfill the purpose set before you. The details of your life, even the ones that seem small or insignificant, all play a part in the greater picture. Think about how intricate the human body is. The way every organ functions together, the way the heart pumps blood, the way the brain processes thoughts. All of it is designed with precision. If even one small part of the body was not working properly, it could throw everything else off balance. The same is true for your life. Every detail, every ability, and every experience has been placed in you for a reason. You are not missing anything you need. You were given exactly what was necessary to accomplish what you were meant to do. Sometimes people look at their lives and wish they had different qualities. They compare themselves to others and think, if only I had their talent, their confidence, their opportunities, then I could do something meaningful. But what they fail to realize is that the way they have been created is exactly right for their journey. If you needed something different, it would have been given to you. If you don't have a certain talent or characteristic, it's because it's not necessary for the path you are meant to walk. Everything that has been placed inside of you is there for a reason. And everything that seems to be missing is simply not needed for your unique assignment. Life often brings experiences that feel confusing or unnecessary. You may wonder why you had to go through certain struggles, why certain doors closed, or why you faced obstacles that others didn't have to deal with. But what you don't see is that every experience is shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for what's ahead. Sometimes the most challenging moments in life are the ones that build the strongest foundation. They teach resilience, they develop character, and they prepare you for opportunities you may not even see yet. Imagine an artist working on a sculpture. At first, it may look like just a block of stone, rough and unshaped. But as the artist begins to carve, chip away, and refine, a masterpiece begins to emerge. The process requires removing excess material, smoothing out rough edges, and being intentional with every detail. Your life is like that sculpture. Every challenge, every lesson, every experience is part of the shaping process. You may not understand why certain things are happening, but if you trust the process, you will see that everything is working together to bring out the best version of who you are meant to be. There are no wasted moments in life. Even the things that seem like failures, disappointments, or wrong turns are being used for a greater purpose. Sometimes what looks like a delay is actually divine timing. What feels like rejection is actually redirection. The details of your journey are not random. They are part of a plan that is unfolding exactly as it should. When you look back, you will begin to see how every event, every lesson, and every decision led you to where you were meant to be. Consider how a puzzle comes together. Each piece on its own may not make sense. Some pieces have jagged edges, some seem to have no connection, and some look like they don't belong at all. But when all the pieces are placed together, they form a complete picture. Your life is like that puzzle. There are moments that don't seem to fit, experiences that feel disconnected, and seasons where you can't see how things are coming together. But in time, as more pieces are put in place, the bigger picture begins to reveal itself. The things that once seemed confusing will make sense. The things that felt like setbacks will be seen as necessary steps. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that their circumstances define their future. They look at where they are now and assume that's where they will always be. But the truth is, where you are today is not where you will always remain. Growth is happening. Development is taking place. Just because you can't see the full picture yet doesn't mean it isn't being created. The details are coming together, even in ways you cannot see. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned. You may have had expectations that didn't happen the way you hoped. But what if the things that seem like disappointments were actually positioning you for something greater? What if the things that didn't work out were actually protecting you from paths that weren't meant for you? Sometimes the things we pray for are not given to us, not because we are being denied, but because something better is being prepared. If we could see everything from the bigger perspective, we would realize that the delays, the struggles, and even the closed doors were all part of a perfect plan. Every person has been given a unique set of gifts, passions, and talents. The things that make you excited, the things that come naturally to you, the things that you feel deeply about, those are clues about the path you are meant to walk. You were designed with intentionality, given the right strengths, and placed in the right circumstances to fulfill something only you can do. No one else has your exact combination of abilities and experiences because no one else is meant to walk your exact path. The key is to trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Even when you don't understand, even when things don't seem to make sense, believe that nothing is wasted. Every detail of your life is designed with purpose, and nothing happens by accident. The challenges, the delays, the unexpected turns, all of it is shaping you for what is ahead. Keep moving forward with confidence, knowing that every detail of your life is intentional. You were given everything you need, placed exactly where you need to be, and positioned for the right opportunities at the right time. Nothing about you is random, and nothing about your journey is a mistake. The details are all working together, and when the time is right, you will see how everything has been perfectly arranged for the purpose you were meant to fulfill. Every moment of your life, every step you take, every experience you encounter, it's all part of a bigger picture that is unfolding exactly as it was meant to. You are not walking through life aimlessly, trying to figure things out on your own. There's a path set before you, and whether you see it clearly or not, you are moving towards something significant. Even the things that seem uncertain or confusing are not without meaning. Everything is aligning. Every step has been considered, and you are being guided toward a purpose greater than you can imagine. Often, people go through life feeling like they are wandering without direction. They feel like they are making decisions on their own, unsure of what the next step should be. But what if every decision, every challenge, and every unexpected turn was already accounted for? What if nothing was truly accidental, and every experience was leading you exactly where you needed to go? It's easy to feel lost when you don't see the full picture. But just because you don't understand it now doesn't mean there isn't a plan unfolding. Think about the way a great novel is written. The reader only sees one page at a time, experiencing the story as it is revealed. There may be moments of suspense, moments of uncertainty, and moments where things seem to take an unexpected turn. But the author knows exactly how the story will end. Every chapter is written with purpose, and every event leads to something meaningful. Your life is like that novel. You may only see what's happening right now, but the full story is already written. The twists and turns are not random. They are leading to something greater. Sometimes things don't happen the way you expected, and it's easy to wonder if you've taken the wrong path. You may have had a vision for your life that didn't come to pass in the way you thought it would, but what if the path you're on now is actually the right one, even if it looks different than you imagined? The journey to fulfilling your purpose is not always a straight line. There will be detours, delays, and unexpected changes. But every single step is intentional. Think about how a GPS system works. When you enter a destination, the system calculates the best route to get you there. But if you miss a turn or take the wrong road, the system doesn't give up on you. It doesn't cancel the destination. Instead, it recalculates and redirects you toward the right path. Your life works the same way. Even if you've made mistakes, even if you've taken a wrong turn, your purpose has not changed. You are still being guided toward where you are meant to be. It's natural to question whether you are on the right track, especially when things don't go as planned. You may feel like you are stuck, like nothing is moving forward, but what you don't see is that even in the waiting, things are happening beneath the surface. Sometimes what looks like a delay is actually preparation. The timing of your life is not off, it is being orchestrated perfectly. Consider how seasons change. There is a time for everything, a time for planting, a time for growing, and a time for harvesting. A farmer doesn't plant seeds and expect a harvest overnight. There is a process that must take place, a period of waiting while things develop below the surface. The same is true for your life. Even when you don't see immediate results, that doesn't mean nothing is happening. Growth takes time, and just because you don't see the full picture now doesn't mean it isn't coming together. When you look back on your life, you will start to see how every experience, both good and bad, played a role in shaping who you are. The moments that felt like setbacks were actually setting you up for something greater. The things that seemed unfair or unnecessary were actually equipping you for what's ahead. Everything has a purpose and nothing is wasted. Think about some of the greatest success stories in history. Many of the people who accomplished extraordinary things faced challenges that seemed impossible to overcome. They encountered obstacles that could have stopped them, but instead, those challenges became part of their journey. They kept moving forward, trusting that every experience was preparing them for something greater. You may not understand why certain things happened in your life. You may have faced disappointments, losses, or struggles that made you question the plan for your life. But if you look closer, you will see that even in those difficult moments, there was something being built inside of you. Strength was being developed, wisdom was being gained, and resilience was being formed. Every experience is shaping you into the person you need to be for what's ahead. It's easy to look at others and feel like they have it all figured out. You may see people who seem to be moving forward effortlessly while you feel like you are struggling just to take the next step. But comparison is dangerous because everyone's journey is different. Just because someone else's path looks smoother doesn't mean they are ahead of you. The timing of your life is unique, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. Sometimes the path forward is not revealed all at once. You may only see the next step, and that can feel frustrating when you want to know the whole plan. But if you trust the process, if you keep taking each step with confidence, you will eventually see how everything is working together. The plan for your life is unfolding exactly as it should, even when it doesn't look the way you expected. The key is to keep moving forward, even when you don't have all the answers. Keep believing that everything is happening for a reason. Even the moments that feel confusing are not wasted. Every step, every decision, and every experience is guiding you towards something greater. You are not alone on this journey, and you are not walking through life without direction. There is a purpose in every moment, and as you continue forward, you will begin to see how everything is coming together in ways you never imagined. Life is filled with moments of uncertainty, times when we question whether things are truly coming together the way they should. It's natural to wonder if we are on the right path, especially when things don't seem to be going as planned. But what if, even in those uncertain moments, everything is still happening exactly as it is meant to? What if, despite the obstacles, the delays, and the unexpected turns, nothing is truly out of place? The truth is, no matter how things appear, nothing about your journey is accidental. Every part of your story is intentional, leading you towards something greater than you can currently see. Think about how a great tapestry is woven. If you look at the backside of a tapestry while it is being made, all you will see are knots and tangled threads that don't seem to have any order. It might look chaotic, like there is no pattern or design at all. But when you turn it around, you see the masterpiece that was being created all along. The same is true for life. When you are in the middle of your journey, it may feel like things don't make sense. The challenges, the setbacks, and the disappointments can make it seem like there is no clear direction. But if you could step back and see the full picture, you would realize that every single detail was coming together perfectly. It's easy to feel discouraged when things don't happen in the timing you expected. You may have dreams that haven't come to pass yet, opportunities you were hoping for that haven't arrived. But just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it isn't on the way. The timing of your life is not random. There is a reason for every delay, a purpose behind every waiting season. Sometimes what looks like a delay is actually preparation. Sometimes what seems like a closed door is actually redirecting you to something better. Consider the way an architect designs a building. Before any construction begins, there are detailed plans that outline every part of the structure. The placement of each beam, each window, and each doorway is intentional. There is no guesswork involved. Everything is carefully designed to ensure the building is strong and functional. If a builder tried to rush the process, skipping steps or ignoring the blueprint, the structure would not be secure. The same principle applies to your life. There is a blueprint, a plan that has already been established. Every experience, every lesson, and every season is part of that construction process. If you try to rush it or force things to happen on your own timeline, you may miss important steps that are necessary for the foundation of what's ahead. Sometimes the greatest moments of growth happen in the seasons when it feels like nothing is changing. It's easy to be excited when things are moving quickly, when opportunities are opening, and when everything is falling into place. But the true test of faith comes in the waiting seasons, in the times when you have to trust that things are working even when you can't see progress. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean nothing is happening. Think about how a tree grows. When a seed is planted, it doesn't immediately sprout into a fully grown tree. First, it has to take root underground where no one can see the progress. It takes time for the roots to grow strong enough to support the tree's future growth. If the tree were to grow too quickly without a strong foundation, it wouldn't be able to withstand storms. The same is true for your life. The experiences you are going through, even the ones that seem difficult, are strengthening your roots. They are preparing you for what is ahead. It's important to remember that no effort is wasted. Every step you take, even the small ones, is contributing to something bigger. There may be times when you feel like the work you are doing isn't making a difference. You may feel like your efforts are unnoticed, like your progress is too slow. But just because you don't see the full picture yet doesn't mean your actions aren't significant. Every effort, every lesson, and every moment of perseverance is building something meaningful. Think about some of the most successful people in history. Many of them faced challenges, failures, and moments when it seemed like nothing was working in their favor. But they kept moving forward, trusting that every experience was shaping them for something greater. If they had given up when things got difficult, they never would have reached their full potential. The same is true for you. The difficulties you face are not there to stop you. They are there to strengthen you. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that their current situation is permanent. They look at where they are now and think that's where they will always be. But the truth is, life is always moving forward. Just because you are in a difficult season now doesn't mean you will be there forever. Things can change in an instant. The opportunities you've been waiting for, the doors you've been hoping to open, they may be just around the corner. But if you stop now, you may never see them. It's important to keep moving forward, even when you don't have all the answers, even when things don't make sense, even when you feel like you're in the middle of uncertainty. Trust that you are still on the right path. You don't have to figure everything out at once. You just have to take the next step, believing that each step is leading you closer to where you are meant to be. Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come right after the moments when you felt like giving up. The times when things seem the hardest are often the times when you are closest to a breakthrough. If you can just keep going, if you can just hold on a little longer, you will see that everything is coming together in ways greater than you ever imagined. Your journey is not by chance. Every experience, every lesson, and every season is part of a greater plan. Even the things that seemed like detours were actually leading you to where you were meant to be. Nothing in your life is wasted, and nothing is happening without purpose. Keep believing, keep trusting, and keep moving forward. Everything is coming together in the right way at the right time, exactly as it was meant to. Life is not a series of random events. Every moment, every encounter, every experience has been placed in your life for a reason. Even when things seem unclear, even when you feel like you are walking through uncertainty, there is a greater plan unfolding. There are no coincidences, no accidents, no wasted experiences. Everything is coming together in a way that will make sense in time. You may not see it now, but one day you will look back and realize that every step along the way was intentional. Consider how nature operates. The sun rises and sets at the exact time it is meant to. The seasons change in perfect order. The tides of the ocean move according to a pattern that never fails. There is no chaos in creation. Everything follows a perfect rhythm. If the universe is so perfectly aligned, how much more intentional is the path of your life? There are no mistakes in your journey, no missteps that cannot be used for a greater purpose. Everything is working together, even when it doesn't feel like it. There are times in life when you may wonder why certain things happen the way they did. You may question why you had to go through struggles, why certain doors closed, or why things didn't turn out the way you expected. But what if the very things that seemed like obstacles were actually setting you up for something greater? What if the disappointments were actually divine redirections? Sometimes the things that seem like setbacks are actually the very things that prepare you for what is ahead. Think about a diamond. Before it becomes the precious, valuable stone we admire, it starts as a rough piece of carbon. It has to go through extreme pressure and intense heat before it transforms into something beautiful. Without the process, it would never reach its full potential. The same is true for you. The challenges you face, the struggles you endure, and the moments that test your strength are not meant to break you. They are meant to refine you. They are shaping you into the person you need to be for the future that awaits you. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go according to your plan. You may have had a vision for your life that hasn't come to pass yet. You may have expected things to happen in a certain way, only to find yourself in a completely different situation. But just because your plan didn't work out doesn't mean there isn't a greater plan at play. Sometimes what you think is a delay is actually divine timing. Sometimes what you think is a rejection is actually protection. Think about the process of building a house. Before the walls go up, before the finishing touches are added, there has to be a solid foundation. If the foundation isn't strong, the house won't stand the test of time. The same principle applies to your life. There are certain things you have to go through, certain lessons you have to learn, and certain experiences you have to endure to build a strong foundation for what's ahead. If you try to skip the process, you may find yourself unprepared for the opportunities that are meant for you. Sometimes the things you thought were failures were actually part of your preparation. You may have tried something that didn't work out, but that doesn't mean it was wasted time. Every experience teaches you something. Every challenge strengthens you. Every disappointment builds resilience. The things you thought were setbacks were actually setting you up for something greater than you imagined. Look at some of the most successful people in the world. Many of them faced rejection, failure, and moments when it seemed like nothing was working in their favor. But they didn't let those moments define them. Instead, they used every challenge as a stepping stone. They kept moving forward, knowing that their experiences were shaping them for something greater. The same is true for you. Every experience, whether good or bad, is part of your journey. Nothing is wasted. When you go through difficult seasons, it's easy to feel like nothing is changing. You may feel like you're stuck, like your dreams are on hold, like nothing is moving forward. But just because you don't see progress doesn't mean nothing is happening. Sometimes growth happens beneath the surface before it becomes visible. Just like a seed planted in the ground, there is a period of unseen development before it breaks through the soil and grows into what it was meant to be. Trust that everything is happening for a reason. Even when things don't make sense, even when you feel like you're walking through uncertainty, believe that there is a purpose behind every experience. Nothing in your life is random. Every encounter, every challenge, every delay is part of the bigger picture. One day you will look back and realize that even the moments that didn't make sense at the time were actually leading you to exactly where you were meant to be. Keep moving forward. Keep believing that everything is working together for your good. Even when the path seems unclear, trust that you are being guided in the right direction. Nothing is wasted. Every moment, every experience, every lesson is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. The journey may not always be easy, but it is always worth it. Your purpose is unfolding, and every step you take is leading you closer to the incredible future that awaits you. There are times in life when things don't seem to make sense. You may feel like you're doing everything right, making good choices, working hard, and staying committed, yet you still find yourself facing obstacles, delays, or unexpected challenges. It can be frustrating when you don't see the results you were hoping for, or when things take longer than expected. But just because you don't understand what's happening in the moment doesn't mean things aren't working in your favor. Think about a puzzle. When you first open the box, all you see are scattered pieces that seem unrelated. Some pieces have bright colors while others seem dull. Some pieces have straight edges and others have odd shapes that don't appear to fit anywhere. But as you begin putting them together, the picture slowly starts to form. Eventually, the pieces that once seemed random all fit into place to create something beautiful. Your life works the same way. The experiences you've had, the challenges you've faced, and even the moments of uncertainty are all pieces of a greater picture. Even when you don't see how everything connects yet, trust that in time it will all make sense. Delays are not denials. One of the hardest things to accept in life is when something you desire doesn't happen when you want it to. You may feel like you've been waiting for a long time, waiting for a breakthrough, waiting for an opportunity, waiting for things to finally come together. When the wait is long, it's easy to assume that maybe it's just not meant to be. But what if the delay is not a denial? What if the reason things aren't happening yet is because the right conditions haven't come together? Think about how fruit grows on a tree. If you pick the fruit too early, it won't be ripe and it won't taste the way it was meant to. It needs time to develop, to receive the right amount of sunlight, nutrients, and water. Only when the time is right is the fruit ready to be harvested. The same is true for your life. Some things require time before they can fully develop. The delays you experience may actually be working in your favor, ensuring that everything is perfectly aligned when the right opportunity arrives. Everything you experience has a purpose. It's easy to embrace the good times in life, the moments when things fall into place, when success comes, when doors open effortlessly. But what about the difficult seasons? What about the moments when things don't go as planned, when you face challenges, disappointments, or losses? It's tempting to think that those experiences are setbacks, but in reality, they are just as important as the moments of success. Consider a butterfly's transformation. Before it can fly, it must first go through the process of being in a cocoon. Inside the cocoon, the caterpillar undergoes a complete change, developing the strength and wings it needs to soar. If you were to cut the cocoon open too soon, trying to speed up the process, the butterfly wouldn't survive. It would be too weak to fly. The struggle inside the cocoon is necessary to develop the strength needed for the next stage of life. Your struggles are not meant to break you, they are meant to prepare you. The challenges you face are strengthening you, equipping you, and shaping you for what's ahead. Even the moments that felt painful or confusing were not wasted. They were working behind the scenes, preparing you for something greater than you could have imagined. Looking back to see the bigger picture, sometimes it's only when you look back that you can see how everything came together perfectly. You may remember times in your life when things didn't go the way you planned, but later you realize those very situations led you to something even better. Think about a road trip. When you're driving through unfamiliar territory, you may not always know exactly where you are. There may be winding roads, unexpected detours, or stretches where it feels like you're making no progress. But once you reach your destination and look back, you realize that every turn, every detour, and every mile was necessary to get you exactly where you needed to be. The same is true for your life. Even when you don't understand why certain things are happening, trust that they are all leading you in the right direction. One day you will look back and see how every experience, every challenge, and every delay was necessary for your journey. Keep moving forward with confidence. The most important thing you can do, even when you don't have all the answers, is to keep moving forward. Don't let uncertainty hold you back. Don't let fear keep you stuck. Just because you don't see the full picture yet doesn't mean it isn't coming together. Think about how a staircase works. When you stand at the bottom, you may not see the top yet. You can only see a few steps ahead, but if you keep climbing step by step, eventually you'll reach the top. Life works the same way. You don't have to see the entire plan to know that you're headed in the right direction. You just have to take the next step, trusting that each step is leading you closer to where you are meant to be. No matter where you are right now, know that you are not lost. You are not forgotten. Everything in your life is happening with purpose, even the things that don't make sense yet. Keep believing, keep trusting, keep moving forward. One day, you will look back and see that everything was aligning in your favor all along. As you stand in the middle of your journey, remember this: nothing in your life is accidental. Every experience, every challenge, every moment, whether joyful or difficult, is part of a greater plan. You may not always see the full picture, but that doesn't mean it's not coming together perfectly. Even when the road seems uncertain, Even when you face delays or detours, trust that you are still on the right path. Just like a tapestry being woven, your life is being carefully crafted. The seemingly random threads, the moments that didn't make sense, the struggles you endured, all of them are coming together to form something beautiful. One day, you will look back and see that every piece fit exactly where it was meant to. The waiting seasons, the challenges, the moments of uncertainty, they are not wasted time, they are preparation. Just like a tree takes time to grow strong roots before it reaches its full height, you are being prepared for something greater. The delays are not denials. The obstacles are not the end of the road. Every step forward, no matter how small, is leading you closer to where you are meant to be. So don't lose heart. Keep believing, keep trusting, keep moving forward. The purpose for your life was established long before you arrived. You are exactly where you need to be, and everything is unfolding at the right time in the right way. One day you will look back with gratitude, realizing that every experience, good and bad, was leading you to something greater than you ever imagined. Your story is still being written, and the best is yet to come.